Hi friends, welcome to My Sew Bliss. Today I'm excited to share with you another sewing tutorial that I think you're going to love. I am going to show you how to make the Gather Egg Apron. This was a free pattern that I got from the Make Space. I'll put a link down below for it, and it was made by Swoon Sewing Patterns, but you have to enter your email to get it for free, like join their email list. Totally worth it. These are so cute, so handy if you have chickens, know someone who has chickens, or maybe just have like a little kid that wants to tuck things in pockets and have little pockets to wear around. So this obviously is the kids version. I mean, obviously it's actually not that small. Might need to tie the waist a little, have longer waistbands, but it's super cute. I even added a little embroidery on mine, which I thought was really fun, but these are really great to make. I did make an adult one and I made a video on it. This is the adult large size, so you can see the size difference here. So it's more about the width of it, but I figured it's so fun. They're so cute. I loved making it. I wanted to make one for kid, so I decided why not make another video to show you guys how this one turned out as well. So I prepared all the fabric, got that cut out. The pattern explains it really well. And then you also cut out interfacing and make sure to place it on all your pieces. I'll show you which pieces I placed it on and what that looks like as well. But other than printing that pattern out, cutting out your fabric, then you're ready to get started making the Gather Egg Apron. So let's get sewing.
The first thing that we need to do is interface our pieces. So here I have my pocket pieces, my tie pieces, and my main and back pieces all interfaced. And then I turned my pocket pieces right sides together in half, and I'm going to stitch across the top of that. It's going to create this tube. I'm doing that to both pieces, and then I'm turning it right sides out, and I'm going to press those really nicely so that it has that crisp edge and it keeps that seam that we just sewed nice and crisp along the edge as well. So do that to both of those. For our next step, we need to mark the pattern pieces where we're going to fold and iron and sew them all together. So make sure you check the pattern and are seeing what size you're making, and then where you're going to mark it. So there's one big number. I think for the kids it was 5, and then you do 2 and then 3, and then 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 3, and then there should be 5 at the end. But again, just make sure, check your pattern. It gives you the numbers really nicely for every size, no matter which one you're doing. But this is going to get us ready we're creating that pocket essentially and creating the folds in it so that it'll look really nice and that it'll hold the egg or whatever you're going to be holding in it really nicely. Once you've finished marking all those lines, then you're going to iron those lines. And this, again, we're creating these folds, so we want to iron them really nicely. And once you've ironed the first 2, I'm showing how you then iron them again, butt them up together, and you're creating this pleat essentially. That's going to create that pocket. And I'm ironing that really nicely. I'm holding it with the clips so that it stays in place. And then I'm going to continue down, iron my lines, and then create that pleat again. And I'm going to do that all the way down the whole pocket. And I'm going to do this to both pockets. We're doing the exact same thing 2 times. Here's what it looks like once I had all those lines ironed and the pleats created and clipped together. It looks really nice. And here's the second one that I also finished. So now those are ready. We're going to set those off to the side and get our main piece ready. We need to do some markings on here. So make sure you're working from the bottom, which is where the rounded corners are. I'm going to flip mine around real quick just so I can do it the right way. But we're going to measure up from that bottom edge. And for the kid size, it's different for each size. So kid size, we're going to go with the kids measurement. I'm drawing that line, and then we're going to measure from the bottom again when I originally did this, I measured from the wrong spot. So make sure you're measuring from the bottom again and not from the line you just drew. Needed a different ruler for this, needed a bigger ruler. So now I'm going to mark that line really nicely. And I just like to use my Clover chalk marking. The white one is my favorite. I don't like any of the other colors because they usually stain. And so I've learned to only work with the white if I'm going to use chalk. But it works really nicely, as you can see here. Now I can take my pocket pieces that we ironed and I'm going to lay those on the line. The bottom edge is going to match up with the bottom of the pocket. So one line for one pocket, one line for the other pocket. They do suggest making sure that the folded edge of the pocket is on the top, so where the opening will be. Then I'm just going to do a top stitching along the bottom edge of that pocket, both pieces. This is going to stabilize it for us for first of all, just having it stabilized and in place, and next to get ready for the other top stitching we're going to do as well. Now we're going to take our pocket stitching guide piece and on the pleat, so on that line, we're going to line it up right in the middle right there, and then I'm going to draw my marking with a marking tool. I'm going to draw around that, and that is going to give us a guide for where we're going to stitch next. I'm doing this on every pleat. So there should be 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, so 8 total. And this, again, it's going to be my stitching guide. And then I'm going to go along the top edge and I'm going to stitch until I get to that mark and then go around and then over a couple stitches and then around and then over a couple stitches and then around. And I'm going to continue down. Here is what it looks like on the machine. So a lot of pivoting, a lot of working with those curves, but this is essentially making the pocket and stitching that pleat in place. And this is going to be super nice and get that pocket in place. It's essentially top stitching, so make sure it looks good. Then to clean things up, I just like to trim off the edges. You could do this earlier in the project, but I like to wait until this part just so in case I need a little extra length, it's there. But now I'm going to take my other piece. This is considered the back piece, and I just made it out of the same fabric, but I'm putting them right sides together, and we're going to stitch around 3 of the 4 sides. So we're not doing across the top. We're just going to do the 3 sides, and make sure you round your corners so it just looks really nice. And here I am stitching it at the sewing machine and turning it right sides out, and then I'm going to give that a really good pressing so that it just lays really nice and flat and crisp, and those curved edges look really nice. Now I'm going to top stitch around the curved edge again just to hold it in place. This makes it look really nice and professional, and it's going to hold its shape so much better when you do this. The last thing that we need to do is add our ties, and I'm just putting two pieces together. So I'm going to sew them at a diagonal. I put them in the L shape, sew them at a diagonal, and then I'm going to cut off the extra fabric that I have here, and then I'm going to make sure that gets ironed open just so it lays nicely. It looks really nice. And then I have this long strip. If you cut your fabric long or like had a long piece of fabric, you don't have to do this part. It just depends on what type of fabric you have. So now again, ironing that, and now I'm going to iron the actual piece long ways. So first I ironed the piece in half as a marking, and then I ironed the raw edges to match the center point in half, and then I ironed it in half again. So lots of ironing, but it's worth it, I promise. Then I found the center marking of the tie and the center marking of the apron and matched those up. I'm overlapping my tie over the apron on the front, and then we're just going to fold the raw edges. I forgot to do this earlier. Fold the raw edges on the ends of the tie in and then iron those. You can do that on both sides. I pin those in place, and then I'm going to top stitch all the way around the tie. So like I said, all the way around, I'm going to do a complete rectangle, and this is just going to secure the tie and hold it in place, keep all those raw edges together, and finish this apron off so nicely.
Okay guys, once you are done sewing the tie onto the main part of the apron, you are all done with your kid size gather egg apron. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it was helpful following along and seeing how to make this cute little apron. I think it's so darling. I'm obsessed with how it turned out. I think I'm gonna make a boy one now for my boys, but they would definitely like carry around little trinkets in here. I could see that, like especially little boys, I feel like would carry around their cars. How cute would that be? Like a little apron for your cars. Oh, I love it. So let me know if you make this pattern. I would love to see how that turns out. And also make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe for more sewing tutorials, tips, and tricks. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.